Guys, I'm having this issue right now where I'm looking at the content creating world as in like the adult content creator world, and I'm seeing that I could possibly make money doing so. But then it's like I don't want, because really I really want to be someone that is a part of the positive progression of our world. I've been like this for a very long time, that I've always wanted to be that person that people looked at and like took the words and the teachings that he was saying and kind of, taking that. But it's like I don't know if doing porn is going to, like, I know it's not. I know it's not, but it's like, how do you decide? Like, yeah, you have to do what's right for you, right? And if making money, because this seems like we have to talk about how society, it really makes it really hard for people who have backgrounds, whether that is felony charges or like, terrible renting history, you know. I think yes, people do need to be held accountable, of course, but sometimes it's just kind of like, especially if it's after a certain time, like, not get over it, but get over it, okay? And so I'm saying that because I am that person that has a felony charge, that doesn't have the best renting history, yet I am someone I feel like that is reliable. I do feel like I'm someone who, like, I'm not, and even when I got the felony charge for a legal firearm, and when I had terrible renting history, even then I was not this person that I think people think you are when you go through these type of situations. The renting history part, like, I was in bad situations roommate wise, and I got myself out of those. Now, one of them, I really was just young and stupid, and I was just like not paying attention and not caring about that, which is like crazy to say, but it's true. With the felony legal firearm, I got one genuinely with the intention to feel like safe, and it wasn't even like me tooting it around or something. They found it in my closet. And so it's like those things though that are, and then it's like, okay, go back to school and kind of like try and do it that way. I've been to I've been to college 3 times, and only one out of those 3 times did I even complete 1 year. And it's kind of embarrassing saying all this, right, in a sense, but it is just what it was. It's what I did. And it's because, again, I just wasn't taking anything serious. And so it sucks right now that when I am in a place in my life where I am doing that, it's kind of like I have no one to look, like I have very few choices to kind of go to when trying to set myself up for success. Now, where I live right now is housing, and it's very cheap. But the thing is, if I start to work more, which you guys are probably like, well, yeah, just like grind and work hard. If I work more, then my rent's going to be more. And then it's like, it puts you in like a loop to where you can never really save money, whether that is to pay past rent that you owe from other places, or just to set yourself up for success, or to invest in the type of things that you want to invest in. It's not that. It's kind of just to make you good right now in this moment, and kind of like, it kind of gives this sense of like complacency, because you're kind of just working, but you can't work too much. You're like working to pay your bills. All your bills are going to, or all your money's going to your rent, and then it's like, okay, food, and then not being it, and then just like kind of repaying that every month. And even though I'm so grateful for where I'm at, because when I first moved down here, I was with a roommate that didn't work out, and then I was almost homeless. And so I'm so grateful, right? However, it's like there's so much that has happened that has really made me just question how I look at everything, right? And so even though there's a part of me that I'm like, when it comes to content creating, like adult content creating, I don't want to contribute to the negative aspects to that because I value so much being someone that, especially on public platforms and where like children and stuff can see me, like I want to be that person. Like I want to be the Maya Angelou's. I want to be like the James Baldwins. I want to, and this has been something that I valued even before I feel like social media. I was 8, 9 years old watching interviews of these black activists. And I just can remember the power that it felt, when at that time, I never really felt that. And I didn't really know that black people could be like so bold in their expression of their emotions and the issues that need to be dealt with within our own community and just around the world. And just so articulate, and just all of these things that really put a fire under me, kind of, at that age. Because I was still, like, again, at the age of 18, I was doing all types of shit. The age of 16, 15, 14, 12, I was doing a lot of things that children should have not been doing, right? But that really did instill something in me at that age. And so I battle though with like, again, I don't want to start making adult content and then all of what I have said, people look at it and be like, oh, like he don't know, he's lying, or he don't really believe that, because if he did that he wouldn't be doing porn, or something like that. And it's like, but I feel like I'm literally in a place in my life right now where I'm stuck. Like even with, like if it is me starting to create, focus on my creating, or if it is me dedicating my life to the continued progression of like all of us, I don't feel like I have that support to do those things. It makes it really hard. And so yeah, it is me looking at things that, I feel like I could profit off of, like adult content, to get me to wherever it is that my purpose is. Again, whether that is like creating or, sitting here and really, and like going around the world and really helping in the way that I can. Or if it's a mixture of those things, but I just feel like if I'm just sitting here and I have this chip on my shoulder of like not wanting to do things in that way because of that kind of other part of my ego and everything else that is wanting to do things the right way, then I miss out on the money that I could make. I miss out on putting myself in a situation to where, I can really support myself, which then can lead me into like my purpose, to where I'm not only able to take care of myself, but like my mom and my sister, which is important to me. And so I'm dealing with that right now at the moment of like not knowing like what to do, because I know once I start, it's just going to be that, right? And it's like, then you have that out there, and then again, I just want to still be able to get on here and talk about things that I find important, and I don't want my words to be judged based off of because I am doing adult content, which I feel like sadly we live in a world that has made everything feel like it has to be either this or that, and like very extreme things. And so if you're someone who's even just like sexual, let's say you're not even doing any adult content or anything that people sees, but even if you're just like the way that you dress or stuff, people would make you feel like you can't be intelligent too while doing that. Like you have to be super serious and not, and even that, like if you are just funny or have like a comedic sense of self, people try and take your intelligence and your seriousness away from you. And so that is something that I'm really afraid of, because I really don't want to, because it could just be as easy as like, who cares what people say, but do what I do. But because I'm always in this constant state of just not knowing like which way to turn and what I should do, I just don't want to make the wrong decision. And yeah, it's like you just never know. I could do this adult content and it did not go the way that I want, and then like the money thing isn't what I'm searching for. I also I just know the negativity that comes from porn. And it's like, am I willing to contribute to that for money. But then it's also like, even if I wasn't doing it, it would still be happening. So you see how it's like all these things, and then me battling with deciding what I am okay with and what I'm not. Battling with it while it's snowing outside, and it's just like, So that's where I'm at right now, just not knowing which way to go. Because I have to say though, I also really have always valued sex workers, not only just within our timeline, but even throughout history. I genuinely believe that it has been like a sign of strength, of resilience. You see so many of these people that have been cast out of society for so many different reasons, and instead of just letting all that shame that's being projected on them or whatever destroy them, they took what it is that they had and they did what they had to do in order to get themselves into a better position. And you see this so many times, so many stories throughout history. And which is crazy, because when I see those people, I'm never thinking about like the shame that I feel for myself when I'm thinking about doing it. Because I understand, I'm like, we live in this world that, like this man-made world. This has nothing to do with God or the universe but we live in this man-made world to where there is a lot of grimy things happening. There is a lot of, it's just like there's no rules. In a sense, when you think about it, like there are these rules that they want you to follow. And then these rules and these like things that are bad or good that they want you to see as bad and good. But this is how these people are able to get to where they go. Guys, I'm not really even trying to stay on point or task or topic or whatever. I'm just kind of talking and allowing myself to talk, right? But it's like even just everything I was just thinking the other day, with like pirates and the history of pirates. Of course, there's been a lot of terrible things. But a part of me, I see people that are willing to do what they need to do. And also having this sense of like, I'm not going to just succumb to this man-made idea of what I should be doing. Like going and slaving and doing this and doing that, right? Like, I'm going to take what I want. And I'm not pro-stealing, guys. Oh my God. But you know what I mean? Like, it's in those times, especially with the pirates, and like, I'm not going to give up my freedom. And there's so many ways that I can still explore the world. Just because you're telling me that I should just succumb and kind of be a slave to those that are higher up than me and not do anything about it. And so I battle with all of that. And again, I think that, I battle with it all. And so that's where I'm at right now, guys. We're just